And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our Qso-Vlog network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, best sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the Qso-Vlog network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 2,300 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. And you can access these recordings by going to YouTube and doing a call letter search for KC9VKV followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word logbook. And we also have a new series called KC9VKV Highlights. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor followed by the word highlights on a YouTube search. These are some of our less technical and more human nature philosophical kinds of QSOs. That's KC9VKV highlights on a YouTube search. Both KC9VKV Logbook and KC9VKV Highlights are segments of our main YouTube homepage of Jim's Radio Story, where we celebrate a 50-year career in commercial broadcasting, a 50-year journey from a 5-watt pirate radio station as a 12-year-old to production director of a major 50,000-watt AM broadcast facility. And the thing that makes this truly a unique story is I have the actual audio masters from all along the way. Over 2,600 shows, including many full-length major music concerts and radio documentaries. You'll have to check it out and subscribe. Jim's Radio Story on a YouTube search. Our mission statement for the Qso-Vlog network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on the selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and the number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. These are run as a directional scanner array with a manual voting system 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented resonant dipole antenna. One leg of this resonant dipole runs broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg runs broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today, we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destination QSA5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you'll reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this part of the band has many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our Qso-Vlog net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. And again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Hey, got a copy?
Yes, very, very good. KC9VKV, K1GZL. On the quad, and we got that about less than a week ago. We got that fixed. It's been off about 10 months, 8 or 10 months. So we are on the quad. I would imagine you might get a better SDR quality through Arlington, but I don't know. I guess we have to airmen around. Nice sunny day, temperature just touching a little over 50, 50, and yesterday we were in the mid and upper 40s, and the low last night with heavy frost and clear skies was down to 25 degrees. But right now the winds have let up and it's a beautiful day. Do you copy, Jim? Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie, on Milford 30 over. I did check out Arlington, but your signal was nowhere near as loud as on Milford. There was better audio quality, but a lot of more noise than on Milford. Roger.
More noise than on Milford. Roger.
Okay, right. Of course, Arlington is a little bit further off the side. It's not. I'm not in front of it, but it's better. But then again, maybe not. By the way, I have a contact not too long ago with Captain Mike. Now he starts flying. He starts flying in the middle of next week, so I'll be picking him up. I'll be picking up Captain Mike, KX4. Whiskey Charlie, as he goes aeronautical between Sacramento and Philadelphia there in the Boeing 767 two-engine jet as he carries cargo. But here he is. Let's see if this works. Wait a minute. No.
Let me see, WA30, any copy on KX4, Whiskey Charlie?
Yeah, had a little problem there.
Charlie. Yeah, we're going to come within 26 miles or so of Weirton today, but in 1 hour from now we'll be well into our descent there, so I'm not going to be able to talk to them there. But we're moving along pretty well. We got a 70-knot tailwind right now. We're doing about 530 knots, so in about 20 minutes we'll be over Cleveland. That might be within line of sight there, but he's probably going to be busy with the birthday cake there, so I'm not probably miss him in an hour. But anyway, well, thanks for the relay, Charlie. K1G-L, KX4 Whiskey Charlie.
Okay, there you are. I hope that came through. It messed up in the beginning. That cable acted up on me just a little bit. KC9VKV, K1GZL on the quad.
Roger, Charlie, we're going to have to get you a new patch cord. Going to have to definitely get you a new patch cord, Roger.
Definitely get you a new patch cord, Roger.
Yeah, but it's so complicated, and at times it doesn't act up at all. Go a long time, then all of a sudden, without warning, it starts acting up. And last night it was beautiful, but today it's a little tiring. Okay, Jim, look, I won't hold it any longer. I hope to catch you next Friday. Don't forget, this weekend is going to be the CQ Worldwide DX contest, and the bands are going to be jam-packed. Are going to be jam-packed, I think, starting 8 o'clock this evening, Eastern time, this Friday evening. I can't even talk. And then ending Sunday evening at 8 p.m. So the bands this weekend on sideband are going to be absolutely packed. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Be curious how well you're getting me direct at your home. Go ahead.
Yes, sir, just flipped over. You were about 7 dB over my noise level. About 7 dB on my local 0 degree loop antenna. About 7 dB over my noise level. So, what I was thinking is I'm glad I'm going fishing this weekend. I'm going to avoid the channel rush, and I'll be fishing and thinking about all those guys working hard and putting up with each other or stepping on each other, and some people running 3 and 4 frequencies at the time. Oh, I can just almost hear it now. Come on, fish. We got a date. And, I was thinking about your patch cord there. What you should do is get another patch cord and just splice it into the one that you're using that's messing up. If it's the jack that's messing up, Roger.
Yep, if it's the jack that's messing up, Roger.
No, I think it's something else. It's something else that's acting up. And I've had a couple people trying to isolate this thing, and they were not successful. But it's not all the time. It's just occasional. Your signal direct. Now, here you are, direct.
Be busy with the birthday cake there, so I'm not.
I went back too far.
But anyway, well, thanks for the relay, Charlie. K1G-L, KX4 Whiskey Charlie.
I'll be fishing and thinking about all those guys working hard and putting up with each other or stepping on each other, and there's some people running 3 and 4 frequencies at the time. Oh, I can just almost hear it now. Come on, fish. We got a date. I was thinking about your patch cord.
Okay, how was that? How did that come through, Jim?
Oh, just excellent, Charlie. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Sounded really good, Roger.
Very much. I appreciate that. Sounded really good, Roger.
Okay, well, thank you very much for letting me do it. Okay, well, look, I'll try to catch you next week. We'll try to catch you next week. And yeah, I'm getting you 10 dB stronger than I am on the cloud warmer direct. I'm getting you, and you have hit a couple peaks to 15 over on the quad. So I'm glad this thing is working. It's resonating about 71, 60, so a little bit lower in frequency, but close enough. It's not changing the loading too much. KC9VKV, K1GZL. Have a good week and enjoy the fishing.
Roger, Charlie. 73 up that way, sir. Thank you so very much for opening our show. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV. Just a note. This is a Qso-Vlog net running now until 5. And we're better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we are recording now till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That's Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook. And so without further ado, let's open it up. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Bravo 8 Oscar Echo Juliet.
Kilo Bravo 8 Oscar Edward Juliet, that a Roger?
Edward Juliet, that a Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Okay, Oscar Edward Juliet, what's the name there?
Edward Juliet, what's the name there?
Lima Echo Echo Lee.
Copy that as Lee, as in Robert. Lee, Roger, Roger.
That is Lee, as in Robert. Lee, Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger.
Okay, and Lee, where are you located, sir?
Okay, and Lee, where are you located, sir?
Ferndale, Michigan, just outside of Detroit City.
Yes, so you're saying Michigan?
Yes, they're saying Michigan?
Yes, Michigan.
All right, Lee, and what radio are you running today, sir?
All right, Lee, and what radio are you running today, sir?
Again with CS590. And with CS590.
All righty, Lee, if you would, why don't you give me about 10 seconds, tell me about your antenna, and I'll look around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger, Roger?
Look around and see if I can find us a better path. Roger, Roger.
Roger, Roger. I've got a...
All right, Lee, I went around. I could not find a better copy. You're about 3 dB over on the Milford SDR. Everywhere else, you're not existent. Even in my local antenna, I'm not copying you hardly at all. So you are making it on Milford there at about 3 dB over. So one thing, I was thinking maybe, I'm not sure exactly what kind of antenna you're running, but if you're running 100 watts, and, I'm just saying that these SDRs are all across the country there, and I'm not copying you that well, that you might consider going to another type of antenna that might be a little more efficient. I don't know if you've ever thought about a resonant dipole antenna, but that is a fairly efficient antenna and might be better than the antenna that you're running. And that's just a thought for you to think about, down the road if you're going to do any kind of antenna work. Maybe go ahead and put yourself up a dipole and put you an AV switch in there, and you can run your present antenna and your dipole antenna back and forth and see which one is the hottest. So that's what I would do. But I do have a copy on you, and hopefully you have a copy on me. So if you would be interested in our setup procedure, it is for you to first think about being in that wide bandpass mode, the wide transmit bandpass mode. That's 100 to 2900. So if you're familiar with that, fine. If not, why don't you go ahead and make a note of that to self, that you check that out to see, to verify at a later time that you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode, because that will make all the difference in the world in the quality of your signal. That 100 to 2900 is a very nice bandpass, and if you're in lesser than that, what happens is you start restricting your top end, and there goes the neighborhood. So, all right, on our setup procedure, that starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. the compressor on, and at a 3 out of 10 and a 30 out of 100. It all depends on how your compressor's labeled. Roger, roger.
It all depends on how your compressor's labeled. Roger, roger.
Lee, do you still have a copy, sir? I think I've lost you. I'm not real sure. Oscar, Edward, John, do you have a copy?
Edward, John, do you have a copy?
Lee, I think you have slipped into propagation depletion there. I do not have a copy on you anywhere.
I do not have a copy on you anywhere.
Try one more time, John. This is KC9VKV calling.
One more time, John. This is KC9VKV calling.
This is Kilo Bravo 8, Oscar Echo Juliet. Can you copy me now?
Yes, I do, sir. Where'd you go?
Yes, I do, sir. Where'd you go?
I have my amplifier hooked up wrong. You got it fixed now.
Yes, sir. I would say so. It looks really good. Sounds good, too. All right, so if you're interested in a setup procedure, and I'm not sure what you copied there, but a setup procedure starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. That's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. It all depends on how your compressor input is labeled. Roger?
It depends on how your compressor input is labeled. Roger?
Roger, you want to do that right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Compressor on at a 3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Compressor on at a 3.
Hang on.
This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Right now we're talking to Lee, Oscar, Edward, John. Oscar, Edward, John, how you doing on that compressor on at a 3?
How you doing on that compressor on at a 3?
Okay, I got it at 3 right now. Is it any better?
Yes, sir. All right, now proceed to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, I want you to say it. Don't stress it, but just say it like you would say any other word in the QSO. Kind of draw it out a little bit. You are the human signal generator. And as you say the word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading 2/3. Roger?
Until your ALC is reading 2/3. Roger?
That look about 2/3 on your ALC, and maybe do it again.
That look about 2/3 on your ALC, and maybe do it again.
All right, you're getting 2/3 on your ALC.
You're getting 2/3 on your ALC.
All righty, how's that looking, John?
How's that looking, John?
Does that sound better?
Yes, well, I don't know, but if you've got it on that 2/3 reading on your ALC, that's, then I want you to tell me about your radio, and for 10 seconds, and the best thing you like about your radio, so I can hear your audio. Roger, Roger.
And the best thing you like about your radio, so I can hear your audio. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, the Kent radio is with TS590, and I like it. It's pretty easy radio to work, and it's not a real expensive radio, but it's pricey radio. Enjoy it. And the antenna I'm using is a gap vertical antenna. The gap tighten, and I got it mounted in the backyard. and it seems to work out pretty good on 40 meters. Usually only when I run the amplifier. When I don't run the amplifier, it don't do as well. But when I run the amplifier, it runs pretty good there. Over.
Yes, sir. Most things go better with an amplifier, particularly if you run it up to a kW. It sounds a whole lot better than 100 watts. But anyway, what I want you to do now, John, is go to your, Lee, is go to your equalizer page. Do you know how to get to your equalizer?
Equalizer page. Do you know how to get to your equalizer?
I can do it on the computer, but when I do it on the computer and I key up the mic with the amplifier on, it cuts the program out.
All right. Well, let me just give you a note to do whatever you need to do. If you can do it, can you do it on the radio EQ at a later time?
Can you do it on the radio EQ at a later time?
Yeah, you can do it on the radio at a later time. Yes.
Yes, sir. All right. You need about 3 dB additional treble EQ push from where you are. So you want to go plus 3 dB hotter treble EQ than where you are. Roger, Roger?
dB hotter treble EQ than where you are. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, 3 dB higher than where I'm at right now. Roger.
Yes, so that will really help in your articulation, because right now your top end is not very articulated. So that plus 3 dB will really help in bringing those articulated words, and that's what you need right now. So just make a note to self: plus 3 treble EQ boost from where you are.
Plus 3 treble EQ boost from where you are.
You give me a few minutes, I'll put the screen up here, I'll bring up the program, and I can change it.
All right, Lee, I've got to move on, but I'll tell you what, why don't you call me, why don't you go ahead and work on that, and then when you get it squared away, give me a call on the break, Roger?
And then when you get it squared away, give me a call on the break, Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Yes, sir, Lee. 73 for now. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Alpha 9, Mike Delta Kilo.
Mike Delta Kilo, Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Mike Delta Kilo, Roger, Roger. What's the name there? My name is Tom. I'm in Michigan City, Indiana.
Tom in Indiana. And Tom, what radio are you running, sir?
Tom in Indiana. And Tom, what radio are you running, sir? The Kenwood 440.
Kenwood 440. Roger, Roger. Now, Tom, I want you to look there and see if you might have your clarifier on. You seem to be just slightly high on frequency, just a skosh high on frequency, and I'm wondering if you might have your clarifier on. You might double check your frequency also. We're on 718800, 718800, Roger?
718800, Roger. Probably about 60 watts or so.
That sounded better, sounded more on frequency there. And Tom, if you're interested in a setup procedure, it starts with you first verifying, if you can, that you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. We want to be in the 100 to 29900 transmit bandpass mode. It's called wide mode by most folks, but and if you're not familiar, just make a note to check it later. Transmit bandpass should be 100 to 2900, Roger?
Bandpass should be 100 to 2900, Roger? Okay, I will check that out and see if I need to change something.
Yes, sir, and that other station, sir, it's not good to be tuning up on an active frequency. Take it 5 clicks up or down, please. Not nice to be
tuning on an active frequency. Thank you so very much. All right, Tom, so the next part of our setup procedure is to engage your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount. You'll never really hear it on the air, but it helps us get our band at a 3 dB dynamic range transmit band pass 3 dB wide audio wise. So a compressor on at a 3, and that's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger?
At a 3, and that's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, Roger? Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that.
All right, your compressor is has an input control, and it's labeled as either 0 to 10 or 0 to 100. So if it's labeled 0 input, your compressor input is 0 to 10, we want it on a 30. If your compressor input is a 0 to 100, let's revise that. If it's 0 to 100, we want it on 30. If it's 0 to 10, we want it on a 3. Roger?
30. If it's 0 to 10, we want it on a 3. Roger? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not seeing that on the radio, so I'm not sure if I can change anything.
All right. Do you know how to get to your compressor, or you just don't have one?
All right. Do you know how to get to your compressor, or you just don't have one? I don't know if I have one. I don't see that anywhere.
All right. How about your ALC meter? Do you know how to bring your ALC meter up and find your mic gain and adjust your audio to 2/3 on your ALC meter? Can you do that?
Audio to 2/3 on your ALC meter. Can you do that?
Tom, might be better we just take notes there, and you can process them later at your convenience. Our setup procedure begins with the compressor on at a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, depending on how your input label is on your compressor. Once you have that, move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, don't stress it, just say it, and as you say it, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3. So that's ALC meter 2/3 by way of mic gain control as you say the word audio, and you can take notes on that and work on that later.
As you say the word audio, and you can take notes on that and work on that later. Okay, well, I have a mic in a carrier frequency here, so controlled. So I haven't been on very much lately, so I haven't done any tweaking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, if you've got those notes, then you can just work on those notes at your convenience, Roger.
If you've got those notes, then you can just work on those notes at your convenience, Roger. Okay, well, thank you. So, this is K9VKV.
Roger, I might give you a little suggestion on that mic. I'm not sure. What kind of mic is it that you're running right now?
On that mic, I'm not sure. What kind of mic is it that you're running right now? Dynamic mic that came with the radio.
Roger, Roger. So it's a hand mic, is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger. So it's a hand mic, is that a Roger? Yes, it was made in Japan, and this is from the 80s. I bought this thing used about 30 years ago, and it came with it, and that's all I have.
All right, best way to work that hand mic is pull it to the side of your mouth where it actually touches the side of your mouth and talk across it. Do not talk into it, just talk across it. Pull it to the side of your lips and then talk across it, Roger.
Across it. Pull it to the side of your lips and then talk across it, Roger. Okay, does this sound better?
Yes, sir, it does. You might, like I say, when you get to your EQ, if you have any EQ, I would go plus 2 clicks additional treble EQ if you have EQ. But if your radio is older, it may not have an EQ. Roger, roger.
Radio is older, it may not have an EQ. Roger, roger. Okay, well, I'll try to tweak it up a little bit then.
Yes, sir. It would help you intelligibility to get that mic a little more articulated. So let me say 73 to you, Tom. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Thanks for dropping by. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger? Okay, well, thank you. K9NVK, over.
Roger, roger, Tom. 73, sir. Catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We record now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. This is W4EB2. Hello, friend.
Gosh, somebody's pretty over mod. Whoever it is, back off that mic just a tad and try it again.
Mod, whoever it is, back off that mic just a tad and try it again.
Station calling, this is KC9VKV. Come back with your call sign, slowly, phonetically.
KC9VKV, come back with your call sign, slowly, phonetically.
Must have been an audio illusion. I could have sworn there was somebody there. They were pretty well over mod. Very difficult to understand. And that's the thing. See, if you get too loud, your words start to blur, and it actually takes away from your ability to communicate. And that's the whole name of the game, is to be able to communicate with one person or two persons, or anyway, to be able to be understood. You know, and if your gain is so hot that your words are blurred, then it's so much more harder for somebody to understand what you're saying. And that is what the name of the game is. So that's what our setup is all about, getting you up from, say, 30% average peak modulation for low, up to 80 to 85% average peak modulation with crystal clear words and a 3 dB dynamic range. Now, you could get louder. You can go to 2.5 dB dynamic range. You can go to 2 dB dynamic range or 1 dB dynamic range. But what happens is your words start to blur when you pass 3 dB, and you're actually shooting yourself in the foot. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. This is Whiskey 4, Alpha Victor Tango, over.
Alpha Victor Tango, roger, roger. And what's the name there?
Alpha Victor Tango, roger. And what's the name there? Hey, Jim, it's Eric. How you doing? Eric out here in Sterling, Virginia. Edward, Romeo, India, Charlie, Whiskey 4, Alpha Victor Tango. We're going on the barefoot side. We don't have the Kenwood amplifier running the TL922 Alpha Beast of the East. We got to have a power switch or some kind of switch. One of the switches on that sucker needs to be replaced with a new one. But so we're running the Yaesu FTDX 5000 here, MP with 200 watts of barefoot power, if you copy.
Oh, yes, sir, Eric. I'm copying you on the Milford SDR, and you're 20 over at least, somewhere even maybe more than that. I can't really tell, but it looks like about 20 over. But I'll tell you what, if you can, your dynamic range is about right as far as being 3 dB, but you need a little more top-end EQ. If that radio could give you, say, a plus 3 clicks more treble EQ than where you are.
Plus 3 clicks more treble EQ than where you are. Yeah, let me see here. Stand by 1 minute. Let me just get into my menu here, man, and we'll try some experimentation here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your volume is just perfect. Your audio setting, your mic setting is just perfect. That's 3 dB, exactly where you want to be. It's just that your audio needs a little more top end to articulate those words a little bit better.
To articulate those words a little bit better. This is, I just turned my one of my transmit audio features one notch up on the knob, but I'm still getting to learn menu settings here for my transmit audio EQ setting control, so forgive me if maybe this isn't the right one.
Oh, you got it nailed, buddy. You got it nailed. Now, I want you to pull back off mic about an inch more than where you are. About 1 inch more back from where you are. And tell me about your antenna in about 10 seconds or so I can hear your audio.
About your antenna in about 10 seconds or so I can hear your audio. Okay, so we are running this Yaesu FT DX5000 out to a multi-band inverted V dipole, which has the center point up about 50 feet off the ground, and each leg of that inverted V probably sitting about 10 to 15 feet off the ground. And we have had that up there, you know, believe it or not, for about probably 5 going on 6 years, and knock on wood, it has just been doing a great job for us so far. So we're very grateful for that. Roger?
Yes, sir. Audio sounds really good. Could use just a couple of clicks more treble EQ if you get a chance. If you have, does that radio have a parametric EQ? Do you know?
If you have, does that radio have a parametric EQ? Do you know? Yeah, I am pretty darn sure it does. I have to probably have to sit back, you know, and just look through. Well, I can look through the menu settings or look through my manual, one of the two. But I mean, I'm sure I could find it. But I'm almost 100% sure it does.
All right, if you can, jot down some numbers that you might consider on your EQ, and that is the magic frequency for boosting is 2.7K. 2.7K. If you can get your frequency boost on your treble to 2.7K, then if you have the capability of shaping the width, you want a 4 width. You want a 4 width, and you want to boost that by 2 dB, 2 clicks boost on that treble EQ 2.7 at a 4 width. Roger?
Boost on that treble EQ 2.7 at a 4 width. Roger? Okay. I definitely, I've got that jotted down. Definitely. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to work with me here. So I adjusted that one transmit audio menu setting option so that it's sounding better. That is good. I am certainly not. I'm not going to touch anything else, but except make sure those other settings that you just gave me are there. But yeah. Well, hey, man, it's definitely good to talk to you after such a long time, man, and look forward to chatting with you again. So, yeah, I'm guessing I can listen in a couple days. I can listen to the audio here out there on your YouTube thing there that you post, right?
Yes, sir. Go to YouTube, do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording, and I'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. You're sounding fabulous out here as well. Just to let you know, been getting anywhere from 10 on the low end to as much as 20 over S9. So I mean, just very, very good, nice, strong signal, solid signal, and terrific audio as always, my friend.
Roger, Eric. Now, whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger, Eric. Now, whereabouts are you located, sir?
Out here in Sterling, Virginia.
Yes, sir. And what radio is that you're running today?
Yes, sir. And what radio is that you're running today?
This is a Yaesu FT DX5000 MP. Doing 200 watts out barefoot.
Yes, sir. Just beautiful. I'm copying you, like I say, about 20 over on the Milford SDR. You know, come back and let me see what I got on my local antenna.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
All right, I'm copying you 10 over on my local antenna around Louisville, Kentucky. On my dipole, you're about 10 dB above the noise level there. On Milford, you're about 20 to 25. So I'm going to switch back over to Milford, Roger.
On Milford, you're about 20 to 25. So I'm going to switch back over to Milford, Roger.
Yeah, wow, that's golden, man. I mean, I will definitely take that, man, and that makes me happy, man. Ray is doing a good job, as good a job as it is barefoot. You know, that's terrific, man. I can't lie, though. I am telling you, I am. You see on that end, hear what you hear and see in signal. You see on that end, hear what you hear and see in signal, and just the overall audio and signal there. When I don't know. There's just something about it, man. I just can't wait to hook up that Kenwood TL922 Alpha, man, to this particular radio. I'm looking forward to seeing what that will be like. Remember when we had that night and day comparison way back when with my other radios with the, and I went, I guess I spoke to you a couple times with the Heathkit SB220, and then I think I did. And then I know for sure I came in there one week, and after I had hooked up the Kenwood TL922 Alpha, and you were like, oh my God.
Yeah, Roger, I think you were running about 1,400 watts or so. I was copying you down in Florida, down in West Palm Beach. You were about 20 over down in West Palm Beach, Roger.
Palm Beach. You were about 20 over down in West Palm Beach, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. I mean, if you don't need it, then I won't. It's not that I'm going to run it all the time, but I think it would be, interesting to see how this DX5000 does with that Kenwood amp. And of course, I've got the Heil microphone I'm using here. I like the Heil, this Heil PR781. I like it. It's always done a pretty good job for me. So, anyway. Well, I'll let you go, Jim. Been great catching up with you, man, and talking to you again. And see if maybe there's some other people in there that want to work with you on their audio, on their radio setups. And I'll stand by in here and copy the mail, man. You take care, buddy. It's been great talking to you again after such a long time. And 73's from Sterling, Virginia. KC9VKV, this is W4AVT.
Roger, Eric. Good to have the flamethrower back. The human flamethrower. When you get that other amp ready to go, let me know. I'd like to hear it. I'm assuming you're going to drive that at about 150 watts, and you're going to come out at about 2 kW.
150 watts, and you're going to come out at about 2 kW.
You know, my God, man. You know what? I'll tell you what. We'll try it. We'll try it with like 600 watts, and then we'll go up to like about 1200, and then maybe we'll go up to that and see. We'll do some experimentation. It should be fun. It should be something to remember, man. Yeah, maybe we can barbecue some shrimp on the Barbie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can see the flames now coming off that antenna. 73, Eric. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. Like I say, this will be up on YouTube by noon tomorrow. So, give it a shout. We'll catch you later, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Roger, Roger. Station ending in Foxtrot. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Station ending in Foxtrot. Come back slowly phonetically with your call sign.
Kilowatt 3 Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Kilowatt 3 Foxtrot. Roger, Roger. What's the name?
Kilowatt 3 Foxtrot, Roger, Roger. What's the name?
The name here is Renee, Romeo Echo, November Echo, and we're located a little bit north of Philadelphia, PA.
Roger, Roger. And what radio are you running today, Renee?
Roger, Roger. And what radio are you running today, Renee?
Okay, we've just did some work on an FT897, the old semi-portable shack-in-a-box from Yaesu, and we had gotten reports that our audio was on the high side. We're using a inexpensive knockoff mic we picked up just to get this test working, and we played a little bit with the very limited audio adjustment on it, and I wondered if we're at mid-range, a little bit below. Over.
Yes, sir. It's almost totally mid-range. So if you would, our setup procedure starts with, verifying that your radio's in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Now, I don't know if that would apply to your radio. If that's an older radio, that may not go to 2900. So our setup procedure normally is compressor on at a 3. Compression on at a 3, that's a 3 out of 10, or 30 out of 100, Roger?
That's a 3 out of 10, or 30 out of 100, Roger?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't get the name there. What's the name again?
Name here is Jim, Juliet, India, Mike. Roger, Roger. This is a Qso-Vlog net. We help assist folks set up their radios, and you are really mid-range. But what I would like to do is set you up through our procedure, and then you go to EQ and see if we can get you squared away. But we need to get you ballistically squared away, and that starts with your compression on at a 3. It's a token amount, nothing you'll hear ever on the air, but it helps us resolve our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of our setup, Roger.
Resolve our 3 dB dynamic range at the end of our setup, Roger.
Okay, very good, Jim. I am going for the menu. I do not have, I don't believe there's a process. There it is. Yeah, I've got the process level at about 30% right about now. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Okay, now let's move to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the magic word audio, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC is 2/3 reading. Roger?
Mic gain until your ALC is 2/3 reading. Roger?
Okay, I will try to do that, Jim. It's not easy. There's a lot of menu items to go through here, so I will first go over to to pick the display. Stand by.
Yes, sir. Standing by.
Yes, sir. Standing by.
Whoever that is back there, the frequency is in use. The frequency is in use. This is the KC9VKV Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Frequency is in use.
Qso-Vlog net. Frequency is in use.
Okay, Jim, I'm about, I think you said about two-thirds the way up.
Yes, sir. Don't stress it. Just say it like we would say any other word in a QSO. Roger, roger.
So don't stress it. Just say it like we would say any other word in a QSO. Roger, roger.
Okay, well, I'm just going to speak and drag out some of my my sounds here, but I think you want to be about two-thirds of the way up on the ALC. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. And the word is audio. It's just a perfect word for the human tone generator. Audio is just the perfect word for setting your ALC. Roger.
Audio is just the perfect word for setting your ALC. Roger.
Okay. Audio, about two-thirds of the way up.
Alrighty, let's move to your EQ. And tell me what kind of EQ you have there.
EQ. And tell me what kind of EQ you have there.
Okay, well, the EQ is very simple. It's either low pass, high pass, or both. And I have it on low pass right now. That's about it.
All right, flip it to the other one if you can, and let me hear what that sounds like.
Flip it to the other one if you can, and let me hear what that sounds like.
Okay, hang on.
This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Right now we're talking to Renee, Frank, Renee in Pennsylvania.
Frank, Renee in Pennsylvania.
Okay, Jim, I was just able to, all I can do right now is just turn the equalizer off. So audio is now off.
All right, I would suggest replacing that microphone at your earliest convenience because it sounds like it's peaked at about 1 kc, and it sounds that it's probably like a plus 20 at 1 kc, if you can imagine what that would sound like.
20 at 1 kc, if you can imagine what that would sound like.
Okay, Jim, I have it on the low pass filter back now, but you're absolutely right. This is a microphone that I picked up, like I said, on eBay just to have a microphone. It didn't have a RJ type of microphone for this rig. I picked it up real quick just so I could fix the rest of it, and I've been hunting around for a true Yaesu microphone or something like it, and we'll get that done. So, but I appreciate your help. I think that's as far as we could take it, Jim. Correct?
No, not necessarily. A lot of times it's how you work the microphone that you can make it work to your advantage. Usually proximity to microphone increases bass buildup. So maybe try coming closer. Is that a hand mic, Roger?
Maybe try coming closer. Is that a hand mic, Roger?
QSL, yeah, it's a hand mic. I'm about 1 inch away or so.
Okay, now what I want you to do is pull it to the side of your lips. It actually touch the side of your lips and talk across it, Roger?
Actually touch the side of your lips and talk across it, Roger?
Okay, Jim, this is me doing it right now. How's that sound, Over?
All right, your mouth noises have been minimized. Your tonality is about the same, maybe not quite as mid-rangey as before. I would run it like that, actually touching the side of your lips and talking across it, Roger?
Actually touching the side of your lips and talking across it, Roger?
Okay, that's easy to do. Like this way I know I'm not, my mustache is not interfering with the microphone, over.
Yes, sir. Now, and you don't have any, you don't have like a 3-band control. You only have selectable positions. Is that a Roger? You don't have like bass, treble, and mid-range controls at all.
Bass, treble, and mid-range controls at all.
Not at all. This is it. Again, it's a portable radio, or I guess it was intended to be more of a field radio. So that's all they gave us. I'm just going to go through it real quick here. This I hope it changes without me having to change the function button, but it's off right now. This is the low pass filter. This is both, and this is the high pass filter. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, I would get a new mic when available. You know, you're usually mics, even bad mics, are usually pretty flat within the mid ranges, you know, and then they may roll off at either end or may boost at the top and the bottom, whatever. But usually they're fairly linear in the mid range, you know. But that particular mic seems to be peaky at about 1 KC plus 20 dB, Roger.
At about 1 KC plus 20 dB, Roger.
Okay, that's good info. I didn't pay too much for it. I'll be glad to replace it, and we'll see what we can find on the swap sites. And maybe, I don't know if they still make these, but maybe we'll just get a new one and call it from there. So appreciate it, Jim. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave it here where it is in a low pass because I guess I was told by other people that it tend to be a little on the high side. Just to keep it here until we get a better microphone, Jim. So I'm going to, I still went back to old habits. Now I'm plugging it across the microphone now, Jim. But appreciate it very much. Over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Renee, 73 up that way, sir. And if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, that will take you to this recording on a YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
On a YouTube search, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger, thank you very much, Jim. Appreciate it. Do good work here. I'll see you often on Friday afternoons. 7-3, and thanks again. Bye-bye.
Roger, Renee, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and when you get that new mic, give us a shout. We'd love to work with you on it. 73. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. My name is Jim, Juliet India Mike, and we record now live till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Till 5. So if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Delta 1 Golf Alpha.
Kilo Delta 1 station, come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Copy. Kilo Delta 1 Golf Alpha.
Phonetically with your call sign, please.
I'm sorry, we're doubling there. Station calling, if you would come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
If you would come back slowly phonetically with your call sign, please.
Yeah, okay, Jim, the call is Kilo Delta 1 Golf Alpha.
Roger, Golf Alpha, and what's the name there?
Roger, Golf Alpha, and what's the name there?
Yeah, Jim, the name here is Vin, Victor, India, November, QSL.
Roger, Vin, and where are you located, sir?
Roger, Vin, and where are you located, sir?
Yeah, I'm in Apex, North Carolina. We're a little bit south of Raleigh.
Alrighty, and what radio are you running today, Vin?
Alrighty, and what radio are you running today, Vin?
Yeah, Jim, I'm running a new-to-me Flex 6400 with a Heil 781 mic. Just got it on the air today, and I'm running a default profile for the mic in the transmit, and was wondering how it was sounding.
Yes, sir. Your dynamic range looks to be right on target there. You might verify a couple of things. The first thing would be that you're in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. If you're not familiar with that, just take a note to check it at your leisure that your transmitter is in the 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Roger?
100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Right now, low cuts on 50, high cuts 3200.
All right, what you want to do is, if you can, pull that back if you have a selection 100 to 2900. That's a good mode to be in. At 32, you're going to get people coming to look for you with pitchforks. You know, it's just you slop over into other areas. So if you can pull that to 2900, 100 to 2900, Roger?
Pull that to 2900, 100 to 2900, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Jim. Yeah, it's very simple on the flex. This is 100 to 2900.
Yes, sir. That's very nice. That occupies the space just perfectly, and you will not have any problems. And that gives you the top end that we can work with, to facilitate intelligibility. That's the whole name of the game, that folks can understand you very readily. Now, we have a setup procedure that starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. That's a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. We're just looking for a third of that compressor, something you'll never really hear on the air, but compression on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
And at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Jim. I'm brand new to this radio, so compression, the processor, I'm looking at 3 settings on the flex: normal, DX, and DX plus. Right now we're on normal. Mary had a little lamb, and that's my dogs in the background making some noise, which probably isn't helping. But that's right now. That's normal. Right now is no processor at all. Processor is off, and this is the normal setting with the processor. QSL.
Yes, sir. Vin, normal is what we want there, and I think that's what you said you were in. So we want that at the normal setting. Roger, Roger.
So we want that at the normal setting. Roger, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. It's getting a little bit of. It looks like it's a little bit of compression, but it's not too much. If I bump it to the next one, that's a DX setting on the flex. That's quite a bit of compression there. Mary had a little lamb. And this is back to normal. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. So that's normal, Jim.
Yes, sir. You want to be in the normal mode. All right. So now that we got the compressor on in the normal mode, we want to go to the ALC meter. And as you say the magic word audio, spoken as you would speak any other word in a QSO, don't stress it, just say it. And as you say that word audio, I want you to adjust your mic gain until your ALC is moving at 2/3. ALC meter 2/3 as you say the word audio. Roger?
2/3 as you say the word audio. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Roger. I believe there was a breaking station in there. Go ahead.
Yeah, copy that. This is KC9VKV. I'm sorry, I didn't realize these were testing the audio on your radio, but we just put a sloper antenna up, and the call is Kilo Charlie 2 Whiskey Whiskey Zulu. We're in Carolina.
Whiskey 2, I'm copying you in Louisville. You're about 10 over in, let's see, actually I'm using the Milford PA SDR, and you look to be about 10 over on that. Your audio is fine, your 3 dB dynamic range, and we're in the middle of helping somebody set up. If you want to get some service in just a minute, we'll be finished. You can give me a shout back. Roger, Roger.
In just a minute, we'll be finished. You can give me a shout back. Roger, Roger. Yeah, Roger, Roger. There again, I apologize. KC9VKV.
Yes, sir. We'll be finished in just a second. So, Vin, you're on your ALC now with mic gain in hand. Adjust to where your ALC meter is reading 2/3 with the word audio.
ALC meter is reading 2/3 with the word audio.
audio. That looks like about 2/3 right there, Jim.
All right, sounds just a tad hot. Tell me what your mic gain is actually reading. Your mic gain, what is that reading?
Your mic gain is actually reading. Your mic gain, what is that reading?
Yeah, it's a little high. It's at 65.
Roger, take it to 55. Take it to 55 and tell me in 10 seconds what you like best about your radio. 55 on the mic gain, and tell me what you like best about your radio in 10 seconds.
5 on the mic gain, and tell me what you like best about your radio in 10 seconds.
Yeah, okay, real good, Jim. Yep, nope. The Flex is an SDR. It's kind of new to me. I like it's new. I kind of missed the buttons and stuff on a regular radio, but it's kind of fun to play with.
Yes, sir, Ben. Now, on your EQ, do you have access to EQ? We want you to be just a little brighter, like about 3 clicks treble boost from where you are. About 3 clicks treble boost from where you are. If you can, if you have a parametric, the magic frequency to boost is 2.7K. 2.7K plus 3 from where it is, and if you can shape the width, we want a 4. So it's a 2.7K plus 3 with a width of 4. If you can do that or write that down, Roger?
With a width of 4, if you can do that or write that down, Roger?
Yeah, I think I can do it pretty quick. It's an 8-band equalizer, and I'm bringing the 2K up a few clicks. That's the 2K up a few clicks. 4K is pretty close to about 8 dB, and 8K is at 8 dB, and the 2K right now is about 6 dB. QSM.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about amateur radio, and let me listen to you now.
Good. Why don't you tell me about the best thing you like about amateur radio, and let me listen to you now.
Oh, I really enjoy working DX, and also enjoy just the camaraderie and the electronics portion of it for sure.
Yes, sir, Ben. Now, if we boosted very much in that EQ change, I want you to go back to your ALC meter and double check for 2/3 operation, as you say the magic word audio by way of a mic gain control, 2/3 on your ALC meter.
Audio by way of a mic gain control, 2/3 on your ALC meter.
Yeah, okay, very good. Audio, a little hot. Taking it back a bit. Audio. That looks like pretty good right there, Jim.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think you've got it there. Now, and on that 8-band, we want to be sure that everything from 400 cycles up to 1.6K is flat. We want to keep that mid-range flat. So that's everything from 400 cycles up to 1.6K flat. Roger?
Up to 1.6K flat. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, it's a little low. I've got 1K and 500K are now flat. 250 is down very low, almost at negative 8 dB. And this is the profile that Flex set automatically for this microphone. 125 and 250 are down to about negative 8. And 63 hertz is right flat. 500 flat, 1K flat.
Yeah, that sounds good right like that. I would just keep it just like that. Good profile. The thing is, if you boost the mid-range, you know, modern EQs are set to strike a balance between the top to the mids and the bottom to the mids. And if you boost the mids, it's so much harder for the top to catch up for balance and the bottom to catch up for balance. So because of that, we just keep that mid-range flat, which I think it is. Roger?
Keep that mid-range flat, which I think it is. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. It's 5K, 500 and 1K are flat. If you consider 250 still mid-range, that's very low. So that's down at about minus 8 dB. I'm going to bring it up to flat. So that's 250 through 1K or flat, QSL.
Yeah, that sounded better. That you needed a little more bottom end. So I want you to go back to your ALC now and double check your level, because every time you make an adjustment to your EQ, you should always go, particularly substantial EQ, you should always go back to your ALC and check level. Roger?
You should always go back to your ALC and check level. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, a little bit low now. Yep, you're right. Okay, there we go. That's back to where it was with the new EQ settings. Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. How's that?
Sounds perfect. I think we got it there, Vin. Get the duct tape out. Gorilla tape. Get the Gorilla tape out and tape her down. Roger?
Duct tape out. Gorilla tape. Get the Gorilla tape out and tape her down. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, I'm going to get the iPhone out and take a picture. Until I can figure out how to save everything I just did. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. You've helped me in the past, and I came right looking for you. I got this radio on the air. So thanks a bunch, my friend. I really appreciate everything you do. I'm sure everybody else does. You have a great weekend. This is KD1GA. Thanks a bunch.
Roger, Ben. Now, one more thing before you leave. I want you to pull back 1 inch additional distance from that mic. Pull back 1 inch more off that mic. Roger?
A distance from that mic. Pull back 1 inch more off that mic. Roger?
Yeah, okay, Jim. Yep, that's pulling back off of it. My other radio, the ICOM 7610, you know how the ICOMs are with these dynamic mics. You got to be right up on it, and I'm kind of used to that. I'm backed off it about 1 inch now. Is that better?
Yes, sir. No mouth noise, and your level's just perfect. So just remember to run it like that, Vin. 73, sir, you have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend, and we'll have this uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. Will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,300 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger?
In a series of 2,300 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Jim. Thanks a bunch. And, yeah, I got to remember to kind of back off this thing a bit. All right, thank you, sir. I'll certainly look forward tomorrow, and thanks again. This is Kilo Delta 1, Golf Alpha.
Roger, 73, Ben. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog Net, and there was a station in there that I don't know if they're still there, but if that station is still there, give me a shout.
I don't know if they're still there, but if that station is still there, give me a shout.
This is November, Niner, Papa, Wise, and Yankee.
November 9, Papa Yankee, is that a Roger, or was there something between Papa and Yankee?
November 9, Papa Yankee, is that a Roger, or was there something between Papa and Yankee?
You got it.
Papa Yankee, Roger, and what's the name there?
Papa Yankee, Roger, and what's the name there?
Correy.
Is that Carrie?
Is that Carrie?
Correy. Correy.
Corey, is that a Roger?
Corey, is that a Roger?
Negative. Tango, Oscar, Romeo, Echo, Yankee.
All right, you got hit with some noise there. Tango, Oscar, what was the rest?
Noise there. Tango, Oscar, what was the rest?
Oh, Oscar, Romeo, Echo, Yankee.
All right, so Tori?
Tori?
That's right.
All right, Tori, and where are you, sir?
All right, Tori, and where are you, sir?
Point, Iowa.
Roger, Tori. I don't usually go west, but I guess today we're going west. So, Iowa, Roger. And what radio are you running, sir?
West, so, Iowa, Roger. And what So radio are you running, sir?
Running a Expert Electronics SDR transceiver MB1, Mike Milk, Bravo 1.
Give me the sequence phonetically SDR, and what was the rest?
Sequence phonetically SDR, and what was the rest?
Our transceiver to go Bravo 1.
Roger, Tori, are you running a Vox or something? You seem to be cutting out on some words.
Are you running a Vox or something? You seem to be cutting out on some words.
Yeah, I probably have a little bit, it's cutting out a little bit on the Vox, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please don't use the Vox. Just do manual. It will get along fine. I've never... Anyway, Vox is nice sometimes if it's set up right, but it's a dog if it's not working right. And also it can generate a lot of trash on the band when you're not even going to talk if it's really out of whack. So if you could just bypass the Vox for now, your transmitter is an SDR, and give me the rest in phonetics slowly.
In phonetics slowly.
Is transceiver, and it's Mike Bravo 1.
Yes, sir, Mike Bravo 1. Such a pleasure to be able to hear everything. You were an actual candidate for CIA. CIA is when you only can understand every fourth word. That's the code for the CIA to keep it clandestine, Roger.
That's the code for the CIA to keep it clandestine, Roger.
Sometimes people think that's my hearing, too.
Well, they're thinking about their hearing, actually, say, what did he say? Anyway, if you would be interested in our set of procedures, starts with you thinking about being in that 100 to 2900 wide transmit bandpass mode. 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode. If you're not familiar with that, just take a note of that and check it out later. You want to be in that 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode, Roger.
At 100 to 2900 transmit bandpass mode, Roger.
The audio setup is very complex.
Perfect double.
Parametric equalizer. It has numerical compression input. You can have a clipper. The Vox, of course. Noise gate, all kinds of things. But so I've worked on this quite a while. I've been adjusting the parametric equalizer. I just wondered how it sounded to you.
Yes, sir. Well, you're pretty mid-rangey. You are pretty mid-rangey. I'm not sure what kind of EQ you have, but normally what we want to do is keep the mid-range flat from 400 cycles to 1.6K. That all those controls should be in the flat mode, because the modern equalizer is designed to strike a balance to the top to the mid-range and the bottom to the mid-range, and if you boost the mid-range, it's so much harder for the top and the bottom to catch up. So mid-range is flat, and that's so much as the case that the ICOM 7300, the 7610, they don't even put a mid-range control in their EQ because they don't want people messing with it. They want to keep it flat. And so they don't even put a control there. And so actually they just have two controls, treble, bass. You can't get much simpler than that. So I would suggest, if you would be interested, set up that EQ just flat from 400 cycles to 1.6K, and then we can take her from there, Roger.
100 cycles to 1.6K, and then we can take her from there, Roger.
Not sure I know how to do that. This parametric equalizer, it has 8 dots on a graph with dBs on the left and frequencies on the right, and so you adjust it by moving these dots. I can always go back to my baseline.
Yeah, I just moved over from my local antenna, and I'm copying you about 30 over, so it's a lot less hangout than that was on Milford. You were doing probably about 5-6 dB over Milford's noise level, but you're blowing me away on my local antenna. I'm running right now, I'm running 3 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, and I'm got you now on my 0 degree 10-foot mag loop, and you're like 30 over, so we can do real well. Now, you have an 8-band EQ. Is that a parametric EQ or just a single 3rd octave EQ?
Metric with 8 dots that you grab with the mouse and pull them around.
All right, so only one control for each frequency, is that a Roger?
Well, it's got eight bands, and you can adjust the width of the bands and also the number of dBs of each band. So it is quite complex.
All right. Well, it's not really. I mean, you can just we want to go flat, which is 0, from 400 cycles to 1.6K. Take all those to. It doesn't matter about the width because they're flat, so they're not doing anything. So we just want to take those controls. So we don't want to cut or boost. We just want those all those controls from 400 to 1.6K in the flat mode. Roger, Roger.
Give us that.
That's really a very simple EQ. It's not the best EQ in the world because, a 3rd octave equalizer doesn't happen to break at the right point on the treble part of the best EQ point, which is 2.7K is the ideal frequency. You don't have frequency selectivity with your parametric. Is that a Roger?
I have a K4, a new rig, which is wonderful for EQ. But this one's an amazing rig, but setting the audio is a challenge.
Yes, sir. So if we get that mid-range flat, and then we want to go up to your treble side, 200 cycles plus 3, 200 cycles plus 3, 400 cycles plus 6. Roger, Roger.
I know what you're saying, but I just can't quite figure out how to do that with it. It also has what's called an accumulator, which when I turn it on, it shows what's going on.
Roger. Are you at 2K? What's your 2K control? What's it reading?
I would call it 2 dBs.
Yeah, I would take that. You're still sounding a little mid-rangey, so I want you to double-check everything flat from 400 to 1.6K, and then that 2KC. Why don't you just flatten that also, because you're still pretty mid-rangey. So flat your 2K and go up to that 4K and add 2 more clicks boost on your 4K. Now, if you have a width control on that 4K, put it on a 4 width at your 4KC control, and 2 dB additional from where it is. Roger?
I understand where you're going with this, but basically I have to type in numbers or move these dots around until that happens, and I'm afraid I'm going to just have to master this EQ. So this is what you've got me on right now. I don't know what it sounds like exactly, but I'm going to go back to what I had before by going back, importing my last setting.
Yes, sir. Well, let me just say 73, sir, and you have it set up there the way you need to have it set up. And if you want to hear your recording, if you go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. Roger?
All righty. Thanks very much, Jim.
Yes, sir. 73, sir. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Gosh, and I see by the clock on the wall there's a dead fly. Ooh! we got to get out of here. We've enjoyed it. Hope you have. If so, and you want to hear your audio, go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook. That will take you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 2,300 Qso-Vlog Aircheck recordings. It'll be cut number 1, and we'll have it uploaded by noon tomorrow. By noon tomorrow. So we got to get out of here now and return this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, clear.